Make sure to stay connected with me. Follow me on social media, as well as supporting the channel monthly on Patreon, buying merch from my Teespring store, as well as going to the website to check out more of my content. What is going on, guys? I am Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody this year. I really do appreciate it. I want to talk about Draya, okay? Apparently, Draya went on a Twitter rant, subtweeting who people are saying is Orlando Scandrick. He is her former ex-fiance, baby's father. They dated for a number of years, and they broke up late last year because she is the one who went public and announced to the world that she was single and that she had been single for all of December. Now, she went public and said this. Now, you fast forward to the 12th of this month. She started posting some tweets that people are saying is about Orlando. And I'm going to discuss with you why it's not all about Orlando. Now, she put up a couple tweets. Actually, the first tweet was, "Don't hug a clown. Don't kiss a clown. You'll get their makeup on your face and everyone will know." And with a clown emoji. Another tweet was, "People be whack when you take a step back and look at them." Like, damn. "Being tested daily. Dear young ladies," and this was a couple hours ago of me recording this, "there are men out there that aren't toxic, I think." Then she goes on to say, "I'm sorry, girls, it sounded good, but I really don't know." And that was courtesy of Draya. You know, I call her Draya because I feel like her dating life has gotten dry. So in a previous video I made about Draya, I kept referring to her as Draya, and people didn't get my sense of humor, and they were quick to try to correct me about her name. Even dudes were doing it. But anyway, back to Draya. This to me just says that she wanted a break from Orlando. She wants to get back with Orlando, but Orlando is refusing to do so. You know why? Because Orlando has wanted to get out of that relationship for quite some time. And when you go public announcing to the world that you are single because you're trying to get thirst and attention from other athletes, you pretty much did your own relationship in. And because Orlando is done with her, at least for right now, she wants to get on social media and subtweet because he's refusing to play her game. These chicks get babies by these guys and they want to play a lot of games with them. And what happens is these guys don't want to play games. These guys want out of these quote unquote toxic relationships. But she wants to sit there and play mind games with this guy. And he doesn't want to do that. So she hops on social media and she wants to subtweet about, you know, clowns and people being whack. I think the only thing that is whack, Draya, is your dating life right now. Because right after she posted last month about how she was single, she was spotted dating Corey Coleman, who is a third or fourth string wide receiver. Okay. So you get spotted on a date with this guy right after you talk about how you're single. You're single, you're ready to mingle. So go do that. But because Orlando isn't ready to come back, now he's whack? No, I just think he don't want to play your games anymore. And maybe he's glad to be done with you. And the thing is that I think they broke up before. And got back together. But I think this time it might be legit. I think this time, because he's no longer right now employed in the NFL, he's enjoying, you know, life as, you know, more time on his hands. Maybe he's realized, you know what, I really don't want to be with her like that. So she hops on social media and she's subtweeting. And honestly, I don't think it's just about him. I think it's about the guys that she's giving her energy to. Draya is out here giving her energy to dudes that really don't see her as wife material. And because these guys don't see her as wife material, she wants to hop on social media and blast them and talk about how they're clowns. No, I think your dating life is what's the biggest joke. You out here on a date with Corey Coleman. And again, Corey Coleman, athlete, he's in the NFL, he's doing what he do. But he's not a big name guy. And I think that the fact that you're chasing after another athlete, it just shows people the type of person that you are. It shows that you are out here chasing these famous guys by any means necessary, even though it's not big name guys, because I think that, and I think someone said this, she's going to go after the kind of like the obscure NFL player, the guy who's sort of like a hanger on, the guy who signs 1-year deals. He signs late in the season with teams. He's on a different team every year. He's an athlete. He's making good money, but he's not a star. He's not going to have the attention of a lot of different women. He doesn't have a big social media following. She still outshines him when it comes to notoriety. And that's the type of guys that she tends to get with. I mean, Orlando was like that. Orlando, in his prime was a good serviceable player. But for the most part, he was never known as a top tier corner. Okay. And it fit what she was looking for, because she knows that the top tier NFL players are only going to see her as a smash and dash. They're going to see her as a chick to smash and dash. That's just the reality, And that is why she's on social media subtweeting, because she wanted to go and be single and mess around and then go back to Orlando. And Orlando is like, nah. So you want to subtweet about him, and I believe she might be subtweeting about Corey Coleman too. That relationship, but that situation may not have worked the way she thought it would too. But what a lot of women like her have to understand is, these guys are not going to see you as wife material. As much as you may want them to, they're not going to. No matter how many thirst traps you put up, they're not going to be quick to marry you. Orlando didn't marry you. It may have been because you weren't ready. He wasn't ready. But if you're looking to settle down, you should ultimately want to get married. And you didn't get married to Orlando. So you're on social media mad, talking about toxic men, when you have to look at the type of men that you're getting in relationships with. This is the same female. People, I want y'all to understand something. This was the same female who literally was at the time she was dating Orlando. She went on a date with Jameis Winston and got caught. The year Jameis Winston got drafted, she went on a date with him, and a whole bunch of media people caught her on a date with him, because he went to open the door for her, and she was like, I can open it myself. Just very rude to him, even though they were out together. It wasn't like they met each other in passing. That was right during the time when she was dating Orlando. Maybe they were on a break then. Maybe they were on their 5th, 6th break. But Orlando went back. That too can be a toxic relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you're going back to someone who is not good for you, okay? Over and over and over again, that is definitely a toxic situation. And maybe Orlando has woken up and realized this just ain't for him. And I can understand him not wanting to deal with her anymore. Not wanting to deal with the games. Okay? Not wanting to deal with the drama. So you really have to look at where we are. You you really have to look at as a people how relationships work nowadays. You have females like Draya, who is on social media posting thirst traps. Okay, she's been on reality TV shows. She is somebody, honestly, she is somebody that is always going to be the problem in the relationships. I knew she was in control of that relationship at first when she was on Love and Hip Hop, I'm talking about Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. When she was on Basketball Wives LA, right? And Orlando was with her, getting into it with another female cast member. And even then I said, you know what? She has him by the cojones. Okay. But because Orlando has gotten older, because, I'm not sure if he has kids by other women, but he has a kid with her now. I think the relationship dynamic is a lot different now. The fact that he's out of the league. Okay. I just think that he wants something different. He wants to be able to live the single life while he's basically in semi-retirement, unless he gets signed in the off season by a team and he still wants to continue to play. I'm pretty sure he wants to be able to play, even though he's, you've seen him on, TV doing analyst work. Maybe he should do that. Maybe, he's been on there a lot, especially we talking Cowboys anyway. I just think that he probably sees things a lot different now because he's older. He's dealt with her for as long as he can take. They've gone on all these different breaks, and I think he's had enough. I think he's had enough of all these breaks, and he's ready to just be single. He has time on his hands. He does some TV work, and I think he just wants to say, you know what? Something needs to change. And that is why she's on Twitter subtweeting, angry at him, because he no longer wants to play these games with her. He doesn't want to go on these breaks and get back together. Okay. He's like, you know what? I might as well just be single. It also could be a situation of her wanting a ring and him not wanting a ring. He already gave her a ring, but her wanting to get married and him saying, nah, If you like the content that you just viewed, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell to make sure you get notified to my newest video.